So that's going to be video 12, chapter 8, forecasting. Hang in then, guys. We're almost done. Let's take a look at this problem. For moving average, we can use a calculator to do that. But in this case, I'm going to use Excel just to make it easier. And also so we can kind of discuss some other things that are important here. So in this example, Marianne Kramer is the owner of Handyman Rentals. They rent carpet cleaners to contractors. She's interested in arriving a forecast for rentals so we can order the right quantity of the supplies, right? So here we have the list of the demand for 10 weeks. You have week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you have the rental. So week 1 was 15. Week 2 was 16, week 3 was 24, and so forth, so on. The problem wanted us to do the forecast for week 6 to 10 using 4-week moving average. So, as we've seen before, the math is really easy. Just calculate the average. I know that you guys know how to do that very, very well. We trained you well. The thing here that you have to pay attention to, which is tricky, is going to be how many periods of time. Okay, so this is a 4-week moving average, so it means that you have to take the last 4 weeks to calculate the forecast of this week. And this, you have to pay attention to this in problems so you can get it wrong in exam or homework assignments or other assignments. Okay, so we want to calculate forecast also from week 11, and then calculate the absolute deviation and the means percentage deviation. Okay. So for this one, I want you guys to open that Excel file that you have, the same one that we did our regression model, which have all this data here. Okay. So here we have that Excel file. We have the weeks here, the rentals, and then the forecast. So we only need to do the forecast of week 6 to 11. Okay. And you are going to have the step-by-step also in your PowerPoint presentation here. I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. So it's different than the other one. I think we don't need to have the PowerPoint. We can do everything on the video, just go back and forth, okay? So if we take a look at the first week here, is going to be week 6, and we're going to use the 4-week moving average, okay? So 4-week moving average, you have to take the last 4 weeks. So we can do it in different way. I'm going to use average as a function of Excel. So just be mindful that we're going to forecast week 6. So we don't have the demand of week 6. We have the demand of the last 4 periods of time, which will be weeks 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And then close it. So here you have the formula. If you get lost, okay, on the top, I just selected everything. You can sum everything and divide by 4. It's going to be the same. Okay. And then you just need to drag it down. So you have the forecast for those 4 months. Okay. So for the absolute error is the same thing as we did before. You guys can try to do by yourselves. If you want to, just pause the video now and do the absolute error and the absolute percentage error. Okay. I hope you did that and you did it right. So let's see how it looks like. So equals ABS, that was the formula that we used before. Demand was 20 minus forecast 20.25, right? So we just close it, you get the 20.25 and drag it down. Okay, so we have the absolute error. Mean absolute deviation, if you didn't calculate, do it now. If you did, let's take a look how it works. So equals average of these last 5, and 4.1 is our mean absolute deviation. Now we're going to calculate the absolute percentage error, which is going to be again ABS absolute of the demand minus forecast. So that's what we had in the last one, right? That's going to be the 0.25. But I divide that by the demand. So divide by B9. So you can see it here. On top, we have the formula, or here I have the formula, so you guys can copy that. Okay. Let's get 1%, drag down. Here I have the other results, and then I can do the average. Okay, and then this is my average, right? It's 21%. Okay. So what I can see here is, okay, this forecast method, that's the absolute deviation, mean absolute percentage deviation, right? So this is how wrong my model was. So I want this number to be higher or lower. Yeah, I want this number to be lower, right? So this model is wrong only 6%. Okay. This model is wrong 21%, right? So this model is a lot worse than this one in their own cases, right? So what I can do here is I can think of, about changing the model, right? So we tested this is the answer for the problem, but we can say, okay, let's test it for 3-week moving average. So if I automated all the formulas, what I can do is just kind of change here to look at only 3 weeks, and then scroll down here so I have only 3 weeks. So what do you guys think? Is that 3-week moving average better or worse than 4-week moving average? So for 4 weeks was 21%, right? For 3 weeks is 23%, right? Let's take a look for 2 weeks. This is the 2 weeks moving average. Well, that's 23% as well, right? So which method should I use? Well, I should use 4-week moving average, right? Because it's the lowest error that I have. So let's go back to 4-week moving average. That's the best method to use because that's the lowest error. Okay? Does that make sense? So that's the answer for this problem. If you go back to the PowerPoint, we have the 2 last questions about the business case. What variables are going to impact in your forecast in your business? So take a look at your business, see, okay, what impact my business and why? What are the reasons for that? Also, we already have the question number 1 that we saw before in the presentation from chapter 8. And finally, create a problem situation where you have to calculate the forecast. So you can use regression model or moving average. On question number 1, you already talked about, okay, how should my company forecast? And this is creating a method where we create the data for it, put the periods here. Don't forget to show the situation, question, math, and answer. This is very important. Most of the points that people lose on those team assignments are with the problem situation that they create, that they're wrong, or the math is wrong, or they don't make sense, okay? Or they don't show something, they don't show the question, or they don't show the math, and then they end up losing points, okay? So thank you guys for everything. That's what we have for this week. I'm going to be back next week for chapter 9. Don't forget also we have our office hours on Tuesday in the time of our class, okay? Have a nice weekend.